Hello coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to our channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today we'll be counting down the top 5 most valuable half-dollar coins from the United States of America that could be worth a fortune. Some of these coins are hiding in plain sight while others are extremely rare collectibles, sought after by serious numismatists. Stick around until the end, because the number 1 half-dollar on our list might surprise you with its incredible value. Let's dive in. The Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most beloved and recognized coins in U.S. history. First struck in 1964 following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, this coin became a tribute to America's 35th president. By the time we reached the year 1977, the Kennedy half-dollar was already in its 14th year of production. Earlier issues were made of 90% silver in 1964, then reduced to 40% silver from 1965 through 1970, but starting in 1971, including the 1977 half-dollars, the coin was minted in a copper-nickel clad composition, making it much less valuable in metal content, but still important for collectors. The coin represents both a political and cultural memory of Kennedy's legacy, as well as an evolving piece of U.S. numismatic history. The obverse design of the 1977 half-dollar features a left-facing bust of President John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, who served as chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield, olive branch arrows, and a ring of stars above. This powerful imagery represents strength, unity, and leadership. The words United States of America and half-dollar bear inscribed around the border. One reason collectors love the Kennedy half-dollar is that its design has barely changed in over 60 years, making each year of issue part of a continuous and highly collectible series. Now let's break down the mintage numbers. In 1977, the Philadelphia Mint struck about 43,598,000 half-dollars with no mint mark. The Denver Mint struck around 31,449,000 half-dollars with the D mint mark. The San Francisco Mint struck over 3.25 million proof coins, which were not intended for circulation but rather for collectors, packaged in special sets. These high mintages mean the 1977 half-dollar is not considered a rare coin in circulated grades. However, as we'll see, condition, proof, quality, and mint errors can make certain pieces much more valuable. For most people, finding a 1977 half-dollar in circulation means you're holding a coin worth 50 cents in spendable money. However, condition plays a critical role. Coins in average circulated condition don't usually command premiums, but coins in uncirculated grades such as MS63, MS64 and higher can be worth anywhere from $2 to $15, depending on demand and eye appeal. Coins that are exceptionally well preserved, with sharp details, full luster, and no contact marks are always sought after by collectors. Even though millions exist, high-grade survivors are far fewer, and these can earn you solid premiums. Proof versions of the 1977 half-dollar are a different story. Struck at the San Francisco Mint, proof coins are specially made using polished dies and plankets, resulting in mirror-like surfaces and strong contrast between the frosted design and shiny background. A typical proof coin might be worth $4 to $8, but deep cameo proofs graded PR67, PR68, or PR69 can sell for $25, $50, or even higher depending on the market. Collectors of proof sets often seek pristine examples to complete their collections. This is one of the most common ways the 1977 half-dollar can be worth significantly more than face value. One of the most exciting areas of coin collecting is errors and varieties, and the 1977 half-dollar has several notable examples. Some collectors have reported double die verses, where parts of Kennedy's profile or lettering show doubling. There are also off-center strikes, clipped plankets, and struck-through errors where foreign material interferes during minting. These can transform a 50-cent coin into a collectible worth anywhere from $50 to several $100, depending on rarity and demand. Always examine your half-dollars carefully under magnification, because even small mint errors can make a big difference in value. The market for Kennedy half-dollars has remained steady over the years. While the 1977 issue is not rare, it is often included in day 10 mint mark collections, which means it still carries demand. Younger Collectors who inherit coin albums often find Kennedy half-dollars among them, and they usually become curious about their value. This steady demand ensures that high-grade 1977 half-dollars proofs and error coins remain relevant in the coin trade today. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC report thousands of 1977 half-dollars submitted for grading, especially proofs and high mint state examples. Although millions of 1977 half-dollars were minted, finding one in superb condition is not easy. Coins that grade MS66 or higher are much scarcer than lower grade uncirculated examples. For example, an MS66 coin might be worth $75 or more, while an MS67 could fetch several $100s at auction. Proof coins with deep cameo designation in PR69 are also highly collectible, as only a limited number of coins display such striking contrast. This rarity in grade is what makes certain examples of the 1977 half-dollar worth far more than their common circulated counterparts. If you're a collector, the best way to appreciate the 1977 half-dollar is by building a complete Kennedy half-dollar set. These coins are affordable, fun to collect, and historically important. Start by adding one from each mint: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you want to take it further, hunt for proof coins with deep cameo finish or certified mint state coins graded by PCGS or NGC. And don't forget to check your coins for potential mint errors. Many collectors specialize in Kennedy half-dollar error coins, and these niches can be both exciting and rewarding. To wrap up, the 1977 United States half-dollar coin is generally a common coin, but its true worth depends on condition, proof status, and mint errors. Circulated coins are usually worth only face value, while uncirculated examples can reach $2 to $15. Proof coins range from $5 to $1.50 plus, with exceptional deep cameo examples fetching even higher prices. Rare mint errors and top-graded specimens can be worth hundreds of dollars. While this coin may not make you rich overnight, it carries a lasting historical tribute to President John F. Kennedy and remains a cornerstone of American coin collecting. If you enjoy learning about coins like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and share so you never miss our next deep dive into the fascinating world of valuable coins. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting coin from the United States of America, the 1979 half-dollar, also known as the Kennedy half-dollar. This coin, with its bold design and rich history, is one that every collector should know about. The half-dollar has always carried a special place in U.S. coinage, and the 1979 issue, although not extremely rare in circulation, has some varieties and conditions that make it worth much more than face value. So if you are someone who loves coin collecting, or simply wants to know what change in your pocket might really be worth, then stick with me until the end of this video. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. By 1979, the coin had already been in circulation for 15 years, and the U.S. Mint continued to produce it in large numbers. However, it's important to note that by this time silver had been removed from general circulation half-dollars, so the 1979 issue is composed of a copper-nickel clad composition with an outer layer of copper-nickel over a pure copper core. This gives it its characteristic silvery color, but with no intrinsic silver value for circulation strikes. When we talk about the 1979 half-dollar, collectors often focus on the different mint marks. These coins were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with AD, and San Francisco with an S. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were intended for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins. Proof versions, especially those that remain in pristine condition, are often more sought after by collectors, and some of the cameo and deep cameo examples can bring in a good premium at auctions. Now let's talk about the coin's design. On the obverse, you'll find the iconic portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, with the date 1979 and the words "Liberty and in God We Trust." The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal showing an eagle with a shield, olive branch, and arrows surrounded by 50 stars. This design remained unchanged for decades, making it one of the most recognizable American coins in circulation. One of the most common questions is, how much is a 1979 half-dollar worth today in circulated condition? Most of these Coins are worth only their face value of -1 cent. However, uncirculated examples in mint state MS grades can be worth significantly more. For example, an MS-65 coin might sell for $15 to $25, and coins graded higher such as MS-66 or MS-67 can bring in hundreds of dollars at auction. Proof coins, especially those with a strong cameo effect, can range from $10 to over $100 depending on condition and rarity. Another factor that adds value is mint errors. Some 1979 half dollars have striking errors, off-center errors, or double die varieties. These mistakes from the minting process are highly collectible because they are unique. An error coin from this year could easily fetch $50, $100, or even more depending on the severity of the error and the interest from collectors. That's why it's always important to carefully inspect your coins with a magnifying glass, because you never know what hidden treasure you might be holding. The 1979 half dollar also holds value as part of coin sets. Collectors who are working on full Kennedy half dollar sets need examples from every year and every mint. That means even a common coin like the 1979 issue has its place in the larger collection. Proof sets from the San Francisco Mint that include the 1979 half dollar are still available today, and depending on the quality and preservation, these sets can add extra value to your coin collection. What makes the 1979 Kennedy half dollar so fascinating is not just its financial worth but its historical connection. Every time you look at this coin, you are reminded of President John F. Kennedy's legacy and the era in which the coin was created. Collectors often value coins not only for their rarity and condition but also for their story, and the Kennedy half dollar continues to tell a story of American history, patriotism, and remembrance. If you are lucky enough to find a 1979 half dollar in high grade or with a mint error, you may be holding a coin worth far more than 50 cents. Even if not, holding onto a clean, uncirculated version can be a smart move, as interest in Kennedy half dollars remains strong among collectors worldwide. Whether you buy them in rolls, search through circulation, or purchase proof sets, these coins are still affordable entry points for new collectors and can become valuable treasures in the future. Before we wrap up, don't forget that coin collecting is about more than just money. It's about history, stories, and the thrill of discovery. If you enjoyed learning about the 1979 half dollar, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our updates on rare and valuable coins. Leave a comment below and let us know if you have any 1979 half dollars in your collection and whether you found any interesting varieties or errors. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, where we uncover more treasures from the world of coins. The Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964 following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963. The U.S. Mint rushed to redesign the half dollar as a way of honoring Kennedy's legacy, and Americans embraced the coin immediately. For years, the Kennedy half dollar saw widespread circulation, but by the 1980s, fewer and fewer people were using them in everyday transactions. The 1984 edition is part of that transitional period when the coin was still being mass-produced for circulation but was already becoming more of a collector's item than a coin you'd get back as change at the grocery store. This makes 1984 an interesting year to study both historically and numismatically. The obverse of the coin displays a left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy designed by chief engraver Gilroy Roberts. His initials GR are found on Kennedy's truncation at the shoulder. Around the rim you'll see the word Liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is placed just below Kennedy's chin. The year 1984 appears beneath the bust. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with wings spread, holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and defense. The eagle is surrounded by a ring of 50 stars representing the states, along with the inscriptions United States of America and half dollar. These details remain unchanged across most Kennedy halves, but condition and strike sharpness can make a big difference in collector value. The 1984 half dollar was struck at 3 different U.S. mint facilities. The Philadelphia Mint No Mint Mark produced about 26,029,000 coins. The Denver Mint D Mint Mark produced slightly more, around 26,262,158 coins. Finally, the San Francisco Mint produced both clad and silver-proof coins for collectors totaling more than 3 million proof strikes that year. The mint mark can be found just above Kennedy's neck on the obverse. When talking about value, it's important to distinguish between these different mint versions, because proof coins and higher grade business strikes can be far more desirable than heavily circulated Philadelphia or Denver examples. For most 1984 half dollars that you might find in circulation today, the value is equal to face value, just 50 cents. Millions were minted, and the majority were put into circulation, which makes them quite common. However, most circulated examples are worn down with scratches and dull luster. The real money comes into play when you find a coin in mint state condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation. An MS-63 graded coin might be worth $3, $5, while MS-65 examples can bring $15, $25 or more. Very high-grade specimens like MS-67 or MS-68 are rare and can sell for several $100 at auction, since collectors seek the absolute best. Examples available: the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins in 1984, both in clad and in 90% silver versions. A standard clad proof coin generally sells for $5, $10, but if it has strong deep cameo contrast, where the frosted design sharply stands out from the mirror-like fields, values can climb to $20 or more. The 90% silver proof coins are particularly desirable because of both their beauty and their intrinsic silver value. Each silver half dollar contains about 0.36 ounces of pure silver, meaning its melt value changes with the silver market. Today, that alone gives it a baseline worth above $10, $15, but pristine proofs in original U.S. mint packaging often sell for $25, $40, or more depending on condition. Collectors love error coins, and while 1984 doesn't have a famous or widely known double die, it's still worth checking your coins carefully. Some known collectible errors include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not struck properly in the collar; clipped blankets, where a small curved section of the coin's edge is missing; and die cracks or cuts, which appear when the die itself develops flaws. Even minor errors can raise the value from 50 cents to $1.50 or more, while dramatic errors can fetch hundreds. Always check your 1984 half dollars closely under magnification. You never know what you might find. If you're building a Kennedy half dollar collection, the 1984 issues are an essential part of your set. A great way to collect is to aim for one coin from each mint: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you want to go further, you can try to collect the clad circulation strikes, the proof strikes, and the silver proof. For the serious collector, it's worth sending your best examples to grading services like PCGS or NGC to preserve their condition and potentially increase their market value. Proper storage is crucial. Keep them in coin flips, capsules, or albums to avoid tarnishing. And remember, the difference between a $1 coin and a $100 coin is often condition. The Kennedy half dollar series remains one of the most popular modern U.S. coin series, and while the 1984 issue is not considered rare, it still holds long-term potential. The silver proofs will always retain a baseline value tied to silver prices, which adds security for investors. Meanwhile, registry collectors who build top-quality sets are always willing to pay premium prices for the highest graded examples, making rare MS-68 coins potential sleeper investments. Over time, as circulation examples disappear and proof sets are broken apart, the supply of pristine 1984 halves will shrink, leaving strong coins with lasting collector demand. So there you have it, the complete story of the 1984 Kennedy half dollar, from its historical roots in the memory of President John F. Kennedy to its patriotic design to the millions of coins struck at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. This coin is a true piece of American heritage. Most are worth face value, but in mint condition, proof quality, or silver versions, the 1984 half dollar becomes a valuable collectible. Don't forget, always check for errors, always protect your coins, and always keep an eye on the silver market if you're holding proofs. If you enjoyed today's deep dive and want to keep learning about coin values, rarities, and history, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Your support keeps this channel growing, and together we'll continue exploring the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today we are going to talk about the United States of America half dollar coin from the year 1985. Many collectors are curious about the history, mintage, value, and potential worth of this coin, and in this video we'll uncover all of that in detail. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos on coin values, collecting tips, and hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change. The 1985 half dollar belongs to the Kennedy half dollar series, which was first introduced in 1964 following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. These coins have become one of the most popular series in U.S. coinage, not only because of their design, but also because of their historical importance. By 1985, the coin was no longer being struck for circulation in high quantities, and the demand had shifted more toward collectors. The coin was struck at two major mints, Philadelphia with no mint mark and Denver carrying the D mint mark proof. Versions were also produced at the San Francisco Mint carrying the S mint mark. Now let's talk about the specifications of the 1985 half dollar. The coin has a face value of 50 cents, is composed primarily of copper nickel, clad over a pure copper core, and weighs 11.34 grams. Its diameter is 30.6 millimeters with a reeded edge. On the obverse you'll find the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse features the presidential seal designed by Frank Gasparo. The design itself has remained a symbol of patriotism and respect for one of America's most beloved presidents. When it comes to mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 17.8 million pieces in 1985, while the Denver Mint struck around 18.3 million coins. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint produced approximately 3.3-1 proof coins for collectors, although these numbers are relatively high, finding well-preserved examples, especially in high mint state or deep cameo proof condition, can make all the difference in terms of value and collectability. The value of the 1985 half dollar in circulated condition generally remains close to its face value of 50 cents because it is not made of silver and was struck in large quantities. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, can fetch between $8 to $20 depending on the market demand. Proof coins, particularly those with deep cameo contrast, may sell for anywhere between $12 and $30 or even higher if they are certified in flawless PR70 condition. Collectors often seek out the 1985 Kennedy half dollar, not for its silver content but for its role in completing a series set. Some collectors attempt to collect one example of each Kennedy half dollar by date and mint mark, making the 1985 coin essential for completing a full collection. In fact, proof sets from 1985, which contain the half dollar, along with other denominations, are especially popular and can add value to your overall coin holdings. Another interesting fact about the 1985 half dollar is that it was part of a time when half dollars were rarely used in circulation. By the mid-1980s, the denomination had almost completely disappeared from daily transactions, making it more of a collector's item than a practical coin. Because of this, most coins that survived in higher grades were likely saved early by collectors while circulated. Examples show the typical wear and tear from limited use. If you're a beginner in coin collecting, the 1985 half dollar is a great starting point. It's affordable, easy to find in mint sets, and teaches you about mint marks, grading, and the importance of condition in determining value. On top of that, it's a piece of American history that connects you with the story of President Kennedy, whose image has been immortalized on this coin for over 6 decades. Now, when it comes to the potential for future value, while the 1985 half dollar is not currently considered a rare or high-value coin, pristine examples and high-grade proofs may increase in demand. Over time, collectors always look for coins with minimal marks, strong luster, and sharp detail. If you come across a 1985 half dollar with an unusual error, such as an off-center strike, double die, or planchet flaw, that could dramatically increase its value far beyond the regular range. So there you have it, the full story of the 1985 Kennedy half dollar coin. While it may not make you instantly rich, it's a valuable piece to add to your collection, especially if you're building a complete Kennedy set. Remember, the true value of coin collecting lies not only in the worth of the coins themselves, but also in the knowledge, history, and enjoyment you gain along the way. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coin guides. Hit the like button if you found this video helpful and share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts. Until next time, keep searching your change because you never know what treasures you might discover. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of American coinage, and our spotlight is on the 1990 Kennedy half-dollar coin from the United States of America. This coin is not just another piece of circulating currency. It's a historical artifact with stories hidden in its design, mint marks, and collectible value. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned numismatist, you'll find this journey into the 1990 half-dollar both educational and exciting. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination. By 1990, the coin had already been in circulation for over 25 years, struck mainly for circulation and collectors. The 1990 half-dollar continues the proud tradition of this series. While most examples are common, certain mint marks, conditions, and varieties can make them much more valuable than their face value of 50 cents. In 1990, the United States Mint produced half-dollars at two primary mints, Philadelphia No Mint mark and Denver marked with a D on the obverse. Millions were struck, but what makes a coin valuable is not just how many exist, but rather its grade, rarity of condition, and whether it has any unique errors-proof versions were also struck at the San Francisco Mint, and these coins are highly prized by collectors for their mirror-like finish. The obverse of the 1990 half-dollar features the iconic bust of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse, created by Frank Casparo, proudly displays the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows. These design details have remained consistent over decades, symbolizing both strength and peace. Collectors appreciate this coin not just for its metal but for the patriotic story it carries. Now let's talk about value. Most 1990 half-dollars in circulated condition are worth their face value of 50 cents. However, uncirculated examples can range from $2 to $5 depending on grade. High-grade certified coins, especially those graded MS66 or MS67 by PCGS or NGC, can bring anywhere from $50 to over $100 at auctions. Proof coins from San Francisco generally sell between $4 and $10, but flawless deep cameo specimens can command much more. Collectors also seek out errors and varieties from the 1990 half-dollar series. Examples include off-center strikes, doubled -1, and coins with weak or missing mint marks. Such errors are rare and can fetch hundreds of dollars depending on demand and severity of the mistake. Always keep an eye on your change and examine your coins carefully. You never know when you might be holding a hidden treasure. An important aspect of coin collecting is preservation. If you own a 1990 half-dollar in uncirculated or proof condition, you should store it properly in protective holders or coin albums to prevent scratches and tarnish. The better the condition of your coin, the higher its potential future value. Collectors love pristine examples, so handling coins with gloves and keeping them away from humidity is a must. The 1990 half-dollar also has an interesting role in American coin circulation. By the late 1980s and early 1990 South, half-dollars were not commonly seen in everyday transactions, as most Americans preferred quarters, dimes, and dollar bills. Because of this, many half-dollars from 1990 ended up being saved by collectors or sitting in bank vaults, further limiting their presence in circulation. For those just starting their numismatic journey, the 1990 Kennedy half-dollar is an affordable and accessible coin to collect. It represents a piece of history, honors a beloved U.S. president, and connects collectors to the broader tradition of American coinage. Even if it's not the most valuable coin in your collection, it's an essential building block for anyone interested in U.S. coins. Before we wrap up, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Share this video with your fellow collectors and let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a 1990 Kennedy half-dollar in circulation or your collection. Every coin has a story, and together we're here to uncover them one by one. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll bring you even more hidden treasures from the world of numismatics.